Good morning again to everyone. This is Carrie calling from the Traverse City office. We do have 9:30 on the dot, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We do have a little bit of a lighter crew today. We have a training session going on in our Petoskey area where we have a lot of managers and admins attending. So we hope they can catch our recording some point this afternoon. So thank you all for joining us today. I really appreciate you taking the time to call in this morning and learn about the couple different options we have for property flyers. First, I just wanted to give a shout out to our February 2017 Admin of the Month for Michigan, Jennifer Simon Schillem. She's the admin at our Sparta office, and she did earn that distinction for February. So, congratulations to Jennifer. We do appreciate all your hard work that you've shown for the company and for your office there in Sparta. So, thank you so much, Jennifer, and congratulations to you. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. If you start noticing a lag in my mouse compared to my speech, please let me know. We have a little bit of a slower internet issue today, so if I get ahead of my screen, just give me a quick note and let me know. So the first option I want to speak about is Online Office. Whether you're in onlineoffice.cb Great Lakes, onlineoffice.cb Hunter, or onlineoffice.cbfloridahomes.com, there is the same button here called Customer Connect and Marketing Center. Now, if we have any hidden talent out there for anybody that is really great at coding HTML, please reach out to me. We have a little bit of work to do on the flyers in Ohio and a little bit of work to do on the flyers in Florida to get them up and running the way we want them, but they're all done by coding. They're all done by HTML. So we need a little bit of help. If we have anybody out there that in your past has done that, or if you know how to do it, please reach out, send me an email, let me know. If you can help us out, that would be great. If not, we're fully prepared to hire somebody on here shortly to get those flyers up and running in Ohio and Florida like they are in Michigan. So stay tuned for that. So I'm going to go over this kind of quickly and then we'll jump to our other two options, which are fully functional for all regions. So again, in Online Office, you want to click on Customer Connect and then Marketing Center. And the first time you click through, it does take just a few moments to go through. And then once you get there, you see a lot of different options. Probably very familiar. We've gone over some of these options before. We have email letters, email marketing, print letters, and print marketing. So for today, we want to talk about print marketing and we want to talk about property promotion. Now again, just quick overview, all of your MLSs feed directly into Online Office. So anytime the listings go in the MLS, they automatically get filled over to Online Office. So all of the properties should be there. Admins and managers should have access to all the listings in your offices, and any admin covering more than one office, we need to make sure that you have access to all the offices that you might be assisting. So you can see there's quite a few different options here, and again, we are working on getting the choices more robust for every region. So I'm going to just click through on one of these, and it's just following along with the buttons as it tells you what to do. So personalize and print. If you're an agent, you will not see this box. It'll automatically go through as yourself. Since I don't list, I do need to choose an agent. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab one. We'll choose Chris Jane out of Big Rapids. Hit continue. And then we have a lot of buttons that say next. So if you see a screen like this, you would probably assume something should be down here, but basically this is just an introductory instruction screen. So you can go ahead and read through it if you want. But for most of you that have been in here, you just click next. It'll show you page 1 if you want to choose page 2. If you have more pictures or more information that you want to choose a second page, you can do that here, but you don't have to. So you choose page 1 is already there, so you hit next again. Again, that screen was just informational. It looks like there should be something there, but you just click next and the next screen pops up. And then from here, an agent, of course, will only have their listings, but because I'm in under admin status, I can actually choose office listings here, which I'm just going to go ahead and pick the first one on the list. And you can see it auto-populate the photo there. Again, we're just clicking next. From here, you can choose other pictures to populate. And again, you just hit the green checkbox. It'll pull up the list of photos that, again, filtered over from the MLS, and then it'll fill them in for you. You also have the choice to autofill photos. They will autofill in the order that they're put in. So it'll just go straight down 1, 2, 3 and autofill those photos for you. So if it's set up that way, you have that option as well. Again, we're going to hit next. All of this information is feeding over from the MLS. If there's anything that your agent wants tweaked, you can choose to not show the price. You can choose to change the comments. You can see it's the full formatting options here that you have. You can make the text bold, you can change the colors, whatever you might want to do. You can checkbox these options if you want them to show up on the flyer. So anything you have checked will show up on the flyer. You can also choose to select all. Once you have your settings the way you want them, you click Next. It always will remind you to save it, which I never remember, so I always just click Next and then I go ahead and hit OK. And then it's going to give you the preview and print. So from here you can actually export the PDF, so you can see the flyer here. It put in the agent information there, the photos that we chose, then the details that we chose. So if you click Export PDF, from this screen you have the option of downloading it to your computer. So if you've created this and you want to email it to your agent, you can do that, or you can print right from here as well if that's what you want to do. But you can see it auto-populated Chris's information that he has in his online office, his photo, and then the property information here auto-populated as well. So again, that's the option in Online Office. Customer Connect and then Marketing Center is how you get there. I do see a question that came in, so let me pop my screen over and address that before we move on. Oh, great point, Jean. Thank you, Jean. Jean has mentioned that agents can see all of the listings for their office so that they can do a flyer for another agent's listing if they are doing an open house. The flyer will have the agent that is creating the flyer's contact info and not the listing agent. So it's a very good point, Jean, and thank you for pointing that out. So if an agent is holding an open house on a coworker's property, they can go ahead and print these flyers. It'll have their contact information, but the information about the property that they're sitting at the open house for. So thank you, Jean, for pointing that out. I have another question. Let me read through. Bear with me just one moment. And Anne mentioned that there was an issue. She was helping an agent create a postcard, and it would leave out the price even though they selected the box to not, it would not leave out the price even though they selected the box to show the price. So she checked box to keep the price off, but it was printing the price on there. So Anne, if you could send me an email with the postcard that you were choosing, you can send me a screenshot of it perhaps, or the name of it, and that way I can troubleshoot that with Where to Live. We do have some of those tweaks that we need to figure out. So if you guys ever run into any issues when you're doing this, send me the name of the product that you're using and then we can troubleshoot from there. So thanks for pointing that out, Anne. That sometimes doesn't always work the way as promised. So again, that's the Online Office option that we have. Our next option is found in CB Exchange. And we're going to come over to the Springboard and we're going to choose e-marketing. I already have it open because sometimes it can take a little bit of time to open, so I had pre-opened that. And from here you want to actually go to add templates. So e-marketing, we have a lot of options. We have the animated cards, we have e-cards, we have newsletters, and we actually have an option for signs. Now if your agent has said that they've clicked on the e-marketing tab and it won't pull up, it's giving them an error message, that's because they have to have an active profile on coldwellbanker.com in order to access e-marketing. In order to have an active profile, they have to have one photo and at least 4 bullet points in order to have an active agent profile on coldwellbanker.com. So if they're coming to you mentioning that they cannot get into e-marketing, it's giving them an error, that's the first thing you want to check. If they've gone to their agent inline editor and they've updated their information, give it at least 2 hours. A lot of times it'll take at least 2 hours to trip the system. If at that time they still cannot access e-marketing, reach out to me and I'll reach out to the help desk and we'll get that fixed. So in e-marketing, again, we have all these options, but today, since we're talking about print property flyers, I want to show you the options here in the add templates. So you can see there's a lot of information that autofills that the brand has, whether it be about Zap, whether it be about the smart home. But if you go to the second page here, you can see open house options. So you can do an open house announcement, you can do an open house if you're doing a whole neighborhood, or perhaps you're doing a progressive open house, there's options for multiple there. You can do 1 listing here. You can show 4 on this one. This one is actually an announcement for a magazine ad, and then we have this really cool open house checklist that you can do as well. Anytime you want to see what it looks like, you click on it and it will show you a larger sample so you can see it's all branded to the agent, has their information there. And then if you like that design, you can choose select this design right from that screen. So I'm going to go quickly through the open house listing option here. Again, I clicked on it to view it. That's the one I want to select. So I click on select this design. You have to give the project a name. So say you're helping Jane Doe 1234 Main Street open house. You have different folders, so you could have one for each agent if you wanted. So you click save and continue. You need to put in a photo. So you simply save the photo from the listing online and then you just select it. Choose that photo that you've previously downloaded and it'll throw it in there. Now you can see that it has that little bit of an error code in the upper corner. That means it's low res. I quickly just grabbed one of these without really checking, so that's telling me it's low res. So you probably want to make sure that when you load, you don't want a low res photo, and it tells you right there. But just for the purpose of continuing to move on, we're going to go ahead and show you that you can add more photos if you would like, or if one photo is going to be good for you, you can go ahead and save and continue. You also have the option here to do some updating to your photo. You can crop it, you can move the photos around, such updating as that. Once you're happy with it though, you just click save and continue. And then you can change all this information. So instead of open house weekend, we want to put come see Jane Doe, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, beautiful home. Of course, you're going to make it sound good. What you also can do here is grab the comments from Online Office or from your MLS and just paste them into there. You can put in the open house date. So let's say we're going to do it this weekend. You can change a highlight here, or you can completely delete it if you want. You also can put in closing copy. Come see Jane for coffee and donuts. It's going to be a morning open house. You can put that there. Here's where you put your property information. And then again, you have another option for description here as well. Again, save and continue. We'll move you along to the next screen. It's going to pull in the agent information of whatever agent you've logged in as. So of course I'm in as myself here, so it shows me the information. You can leave the sales associate URL as it is, or you can put in the property URL if you want. Save and continue. And then it's going to give you all of these options. You can preview it, you can edit it, you can duplicate it, and you can also distribute it. So you have a lot of options. You can publish it to the web, email to contacts if you've loaded contacts into the e-marketing. You can download it as a PDF, download it as an image, which you give the options of JPEG. You can also share directly into Facebook. So the agents have a lot of options. We have Twitter, Pinterest, all of these options. Again, if you're doing it for an agent and they just want something printed, you simply click download PDF. Again, gives you lots of images. We're going to do standard PDF because we're just going to be printing some copies in the office. It's going to download it for you. And then it's going to show you the finished product. So just like in Online Office, once it decides it wants to pull up, which it doesn't seem to want to, there it goes. Just like in Online Office, you have the option to download it, so you can email it or you can print it right from this screen here. Now, depending on the version of software you're using for Adobe Reader, some of these options are going to look a little bit different, but no matter what version you have, you're always going to be either save it or print it from the screen. So you can see it put in our URL there, put in our header, description of the house, popped in that photo, put a really cool banner on it with the time, showed us the address here, the date there, the closing line here, and then the agent information there. And it's also got the really cool branding of the lifestyle images at the bottom. So again, that is the option that you find in e-marketing, which again was found from CB Exchange and the Springboard. Now remember, if your agents can't get in and they're getting an error, they may make sure that they have their active agent profile on coldwellbanker.com, and they do that right there from Agent Inline Editor. Let me just check real quick for questions before I show you one last option. And I don't see any. So the last option I want to speak about today is listings to leads. Now, if you're the admin or ASC and you don't know how to log into your broker desktop, go ahead and shoot me an email and we'll get you the login information. So every agent will have their own login, but each office also has a login that allows the office admin or ASC to get to all of the listings for that office. So we're in Listings to Leads. We're under the broker desktop. We want to click on Listings. And again, this works on an automatic feed. So the MLS will feed Online Office. Online Office will then feed Listings to Leads. Now, the only thing to remember is, unfortunately, Listings to Leads will only pick up photos once. So if you've updated photos, if you've changed the price, you need to go into Listings to Leads and make sure that the information is there. The price is supposed to go over, but we have noticed sometimes it doesn't. So you can go in there and edit the price, but the photos will never get resent to Listings to Leads. Spring is around the corner, hopefully, knock on wood. So as we get rid of those snow pictures, make sure that you're uploading them into Listings to Leads along with the MLS, because those updated photos will go to Online Office, they'll go to CB Great Lakes, CB Hunter, CB Florida Homes, but they will not show up in Listings to Leads. So we've clicked on Listings. We show the list here of all the listings in the office. If you want to edit the photos, you can click Edit Enhance Listing here. This will let you see what is going on. It'll show you the information that came over. You can also put an open house options here as well, but you can see you have all this options here to change the information. You can tweak the comments here as well. And then to update the photos over here, the green button that says Edit Images, that's where you can load in the new photos. So once you've done that, the new photos will show up and then you can print your flyer for the agent. So to go back to our listings list, again, you can see all of the listings are in here. I'm going to pick on one that's just listed. We'll do this one on Howard Avenue, listed by Kathy. So you can see of all of these buttons, and it gets a little bit confusing on which button is which, but if you scroll to the top, your headers are always there for you. You can also search for listings if you don't want to just scroll through your list over here. You can do it by agent. You can do it by keywords. You could put in the address, you could put in the MLS number, and that'll filter your listings for you so you're not going through the list trying to find the listing that you want. So the one that we want to talk about today, and again, you can see there's so many different options in here. We've talked about some in the past, but today we want to concentrate on the print flyers. So that's this button here that looks like the little email button, and it's e-flyers, print flyers, and reports. So again, you just kind of have to follow it down. Find the listing that you were working on, click the button, and then this box comes up. Now, if you've clicked the button and this box doesn't come up, you probably have a pop-up blocker on your browser and you need to disable that or add Listings to Leads to the safe list so that your pop-ups will show. So now we have a lot of options. You can see that we have both options for the internet and we have print flyers here. So since we're talking about print, we can go over these two options later, but we want to click on Print Flyer here. And this pops up a whole bunch of different options. We also have our old options. So as you can see, there's lots of different color schemes. There's different numbers of photos. There's a lot of options in here. So we're going to stick with the new just because they kind of look updated and feel pretty slick to me. So we're going to go with, I like this one here. So just click on Print. It downloaded the PDF down here. Now again, I'm in Chrome, so depending on your browser, depending on where your downloads go, it's going to show up somewhere else. I'm going to go ahead and open it, and then you can see it came in. So it was just listed because the property was tagged as just listed because it's still fairly new. We have the IVR information here, the address up here, the photos, and again, it's going to populate the photos in order. So if you don't want the first 3 photos, you just need to rearrange those in the edit box that I showed you to put in the new listings. You can rearrange them in there. And then it pulls in the comments. It then puts the agent information down here at the bottom, and it's also going to give them the single property website that every property we have has their own website. And again, it's kind of a cool thing because it shows the address .thebestlisting.com. So all of this information is loaded in, and it also should have that disclosure there at the bottom. So again, that's just one option. If you go back to your screen, let me find the same property here. Go back to Print Flyer, and you can choose a different option. You can also email it. So if you want to email it direct to the agent saying, hey, here's your flyer. I noticed you have a new listing. It looks great. Just wanted to provide this to you. You guys can go ahead and do that as well. It's a great service that we can offer our agents. But again, email or you can just print. And again, depending on your browser, it's going to download it in a different area. Again, I'm in Google Chrome and I'm on a Mac, so that is what you're seeing on my screen. And then here's the version here. So also, if you have a price change, it'll say new price there. If it's an open house, if you've added that open house day and time, it's going to show open house there. So again, lots of different options for print flyers. And I don't believe Kathy has a photo, because if she had a photo added in our agent box, that should be popping up here as well. So I will look into that. So that is the options I have for you for print flyers for your agents. Let me go ahead and check my questions. If you have any questions now, please feel free to type me a note. Good question, Anne. Anne asked, how do you remove a YouTube video from a listing? Since the YouTube videos are automatically generated and added to both the Coldwell Banker Schmidt YouTube channel and the Listings to Leads YouTube channel, which is called Search All Properties, if you find the link for the listing still in YouTube, just send me the link, and then I have to send it into Listings to Leads, and then they'll pull it down for us. It's important to send me that link so that I know which channel it's still on, because if it's our channel, we can pull it down. If it's on the Search All Properties channel, Listings to Leads owns that, and they have to pull it down, which they're incredibly responsive. Never takes more than an hour once I've emailed them to bring that down. So that's a great question, Anne. Thank you for pointing that out. And thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer just sent us a note that she appreciates the recognition, but she's just doing her job. Well, you do a great job, Jennifer, and we do appreciate you. Okay, great. Well, I don't see any other questions coming through. So just to recap and let people type out a question if they have one, I'm just going to quickly fly through what we talked about. So we first showed you Online Office. And again, if you have hidden HTML coding skills, please let me know. So we were in Online Office, Customer Connect, Marketing Center, and there were some print flyers found in there. We then jumped to CB Exchange, which kindly logged me out, as it likes to do after 30 minutes. But we went to e-marketing from the Springboard. And then once we were in here, again, remember, there's a lot of options, but the ones that we went over are found in Add Templates. Jump to the second page, and that's where you can find those options. We then went over L2L, Listings to Leads, and again, if you don't have access for your Office account, please shoot me an email and we'll get you access today. And again, from here, we were in this little blue button. I'm sorry, let me jump back. We clicked Listings first, and then we went to the little blue button, and then here, that print flyer option, and that's where you could find those there. Okay. Yes, I agree, Melissa. Melissa pointed out that that could be a great lunch and learn topic. Lots of agents like last minute brochures for open houses. Very true. So that would be a great thing to go over as a lunch and learn, because you can see it just takes a few minutes which option they're choosing, and they can have a flyer ready to go out the door. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. If you think of any questions after the fact, as always, you can reach out to me via email, carrie.scomp@cbgreatlakes.com, or call me direct at my desk, 231-995-8166. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.